The evening sky over the small orphanage was painted with streaks of orange and violet. Children played quietly in the yard, while the older ones helped prepare dinner inside. Among them was Rin, a 12-year-old orphan with sharp eyes and a curious mind. Life at the orphanage was simple but lonely. Rin had long learned to care for himself and often wondered what lay beyond the hills surrounding their home. Suddenly, a loud, thunderous boom shook the ground. Windows rattled, and some of the children screamed, clutching their blankets. Rin dropped to the ground instinctively and looked toward the source of the sound. In the distance, near the edge of the forest behind the orphanage, a streak of fire cut across the sky, crashing into the trees with a blinding flash. Smoke and sparks rose high, and a strange metallic smell filled the air. Without hesitation, Rin ran toward the smoke, ignoring the calls of the caretakers. Something about the crash felt different. It was not like the storms that sometimes shook the hills, and the sound was unlike any vehicle he had ever seen. As he approached the forest's edge, the air shimmered with heat, and the ground was scorched in a perfect circle where the object had landed. Trees around it were splintered, and a faint humming vibration came from the wreckage. Peering through the smoke, Rin saw the object, a sleek, silver ship unlike anything he had ever imagined. Its surface was smooth, reflecting the dying sunlight like liquid metal. The hull was cracked in one place, and faint blue lights flickered from inside. The ship looked alive, almost as if it had a heartbeat. Rin's eyes widened with a mixture of fear and awe. A sudden movement caught his attention. From the gaping hole in the hull, a figure stumbled out. It was small, humanoid in shape, but entirely unfamiliar. Its skin had a soft lavender glow, and its eyes were enormous, glimmering like polished gemstones. The creature limped, leaving faint traces of light on the ground where it stepped. Rin froze, unsure if he should run or help. There was something about the being that stirred a deep instinct in him. This was no ordinary traveler. The alien fell against a tree, clutching its side. Rin noticed the faint shimmer of blood, or something that looked like it, mixing with a strange, silvery substance on its skin. Are you okay?" Rin asked cautiously, stepping closer. The alien blinked slowly, its gaze landing on him. For a moment, Rin thought the creature might speak, but all it did was emit a low, musical hum, almost like it was struggling to breathe. Rin's fear melted away. He had always been the one who cared for younger or weaker children at the orphanage. He could not turn away, no matter how strange this visitor seemed. Carefully, he extended a hand. "I'll help you. Come with me. You're safe here." The alien hesitated, its large eyes scanning the surroundings. Rin could feel its tension, as if it was unsure whether he was a threat or a friend. After a few long seconds, it took his hand, or something like a hand, thin and delicate, with fingers that shimmered faintly, and allowed him to guide it away from the wreckage. As Rin led the alien toward the orphanage, the forest seemed to hold its breath. Cracks of lightning from the distant storm painted the sky in white streaks, but Rin did not care. All his attention was on the small, fragile being beside him. He noticed the alien's movements were cautious but deliberate. Despite the injuries, it seemed intelligent, aware, and, strangely, trusting him already. Back at the orphanage, Rin helped the alien sit on a worn wooden bench inside the main hall. He grabbed blankets, water, and whatever scraps of food he could find. The alien watched quietly, its eyes reflecting the flickering candlelight. Rin wondered what had happened, where it had come from, and why it seemed so important. Outside, the smoke from the crash began to settle, and faint, distant sounds of sirens approached. Rin realized that if anyone discovered the ship, questions would be asked, and he could not explain what had truly happened. He had to protect this mysterious being. And yet, beneath the fear, a spark of excitement flared in Rin's chest. This night was unlike any other he had ever known. Something extraordinary had arrived at the orphanage, and he could feel that his life, and perhaps the life of everyone around him, was about to change forever. The alien made a small, almost imperceptible hum, tilting its glowing head toward Rin. Though it had not yet spoken, Rin felt a strange connection forming, a promise that whatever challenges were ahead, they would face them together. Outside, the sky rumbled, the stars blinking faintly behind the clouds, as if the universe itself was watching this first encounter between human and alien. And in that quiet hall, with a frightened child and a mysterious visitor, a new story began, one that neither Rin nor the alien could have ever imagined. The night had grown colder, and a thin wind whispered through the orphanage yard. Rin sat beside the alien, who now rested quietly under a blanket. Its glowing skin had dimmed slightly, and its large eyes blinked slowly, as if trying to understand the strange human world around it. Rin didn't know what it was or where it came from, but he knew one thing clearly. He had to keep it safe. He looked around the empty hall to make sure no one was watching. The orphanage caretaker, Miss Lara, had retired for the night, leaving Rin with a rare sense of freedom. He fetched a small bowl of water and gently offered it to the alien. Hesitant at first, the alien extended a delicate, shimmering finger, dipping it carefully into the water. It made a soft hum of relief, the sound almost musical. Rin smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest. "I'll take care of you," Rin whispered. "You don't have to be afraid." The alien tilted its head, its gaze meeting his. Rin could feel a silent understanding forming between them. Though it did not speak human words, it seemed to know that he meant no harm. Rin noticed scratches along its arm and a faint burn on its leg. Whatever had caused the crash had hurt it badly, but Rin was determined to help. Using scraps of fabric, Rin gently bandaged the alien's wounds. He moved carefully, fearful of causing more pain. The alien did not resist. Instead, it hummed softly, almost as if it was expressing gratitude. Rin realized then that this being, though small and fragile, carried a dignity in its presence. It was not just an injured creature, it was intelligent, aware, and perhaps even important. Rin decided that the alien needed food. He rummaged through the orphanage kitchen and found some bread and fruit. Placing the plate near the alien, he stepped back and watched. The alien hesitated, sniffing the air with a cautious curiosity. Slowly, it reached out, tasting the bread with small, careful bites. Rin's heart lifted. Even in the midst of this strange encounter, the alien was surviving, trusting him enough to eat. As the night deepened, Rin sat quietly beside it, talking softly about the orphanage, the children, and the little routines of their daily life. The alien listened, tilting its head and occasionally humming in response. Rin felt as though it was trying to communicate, to understand him, even though he did not understand it fully. Then, a faint sound came from the forest outside, a soft crackle, almost like static electricity. Rin froze. His first thought was that someone might have come to investigate the crash. He glanced at the alien, who tensed as well, its glowing eyes widening. Rin placed a protective hand on its back, silently promising to shield it from any danger. Minutes passed, and the sound faded. Rin exhaled slowly. He realized how alone the alien must have felt, crashing on an unknown planet, injured and frightened. He remembered how lonely he often felt as an orphan and how small acts of kindness could mean the world. This being, strange, glowing, and mysterious, needed him, and Rin knew he could not abandon it. By the early hours of the morning, Rin had prepared a small bed with blankets in a quiet corner of the hall. The alien curled up, its form shimmering softly under the dim candlelight. Rin watched over it, feeling a mix of awe and responsibility. There was something about the alien that felt almost regal, even in its vulnerable state. He wondered why it had come to his world, and whether it had anyone searching for it. As dawn approached, Rin felt a sudden surge of determination. He would protect this alien, no matter what. He would hide it, care for it, and ensure it healed. He could not explain why, but he felt that their meeting was not an accident, it was fate. And fate, Rin had learned, often demanded courage. The alien shifted slightly, opening its eyes fully. Rin noticed a faint glimmer of emotion in its gaze, something like trust, or perhaps recognition. Though it had not spoken, Rin sensed a connection forming, one that transcended words. This creature had come into his life at a moment when he needed purpose and responsibility. And he, in turn, had become its guardian. Outside, the first rays of sunlight touched the orphanage, painting the walls in gold. Rin sat quietly, feeling the weight of the new day. He knew challenges were ahead, questions would come, and the alien's presence might attract attention. But for now, in this peaceful morning light, he allowed himself to hope. Somewhere in the distance, the hum of the alien ship lingered faintly, a reminder of the world beyond. Rin did not yet know the alien's true identity or the adventures that awaited. But one thing was certain. This night had changed everything. The orphan had found a friend unlike any other, and together, they would face the unknown. And so, in the quiet corner of the orphanage hall, the orphan and the injured alien rested, unaware that their bond was just the beginning of an extraordinary story, one that would test courage, compassion, and the true meaning of heroism. Days passed since Rin first found the alien near the forest. The small, glowing visitor had grown a little stronger under Rin's care, yet a quiet mystery still clung to it. Rin noticed details that puzzled him. The alien's eyes seemed to see far beyond the orphanage walls, as if it could sense things invisible to human perception. Its movements were deliberate, almost graceful, and it seemed to understand complex ideas without words. Rin often wondered what had caused the crash. Was it an accident, or was the alien running from something? Every time he asked a question, the alien would tilt its head, hum softly, or shake its delicate fingers, as if keeping a secret it could not, or would not, reveal. Despite the mystery, Rin continued to care for it. Each morning, he brought food and water, cleaned its wounds, and taught it simple words in the human language. The alien picked up slowly, repeating sounds with a musical quality. Its voice, when it finally spoke a word or two, was faint but clear, like the chiming of tiny bells. Rin laughed quietly at the sound, feeling a strange sense of joy. Yet beneath the growing friendship, Rin noticed something unusual. The alien's demeanor changed whenever Rin asked about its past. It would glance nervously toward the forest, its glowing skin flickering in irregular patterns. Sometimes, it would disappear for hours, slipping silently out a hidden window or through a door Rin hadn't even noticed. When Rin tried to follow, it vanished like mist, leaving only a faint hum and a lingering shimmer in the air. One evening, Rin was tidying the hall when he noticed something glinting under the alien's blanket. Curious, he reached carefully and uncovered a small, metallic device, unlike anything he had seen before. It pulsed softly with blue light, and strange symbols moved across its surface. Rin froze, realizing the alien had brought something important with it, something it had hidden deliberately. The alien watched him quietly, its large eyes calm but alert. Rin held the device gently. "What is this?" he asked softly. The alien hummed, then extended a thin, glowing finger toward the symbols. Rin could feel a faint energy pulsing from the object, almost like it had a heartbeat of its own. It became clear to Rin that the alien was not ordinary. It had intelligence far beyond any human, and perhaps resources or knowledge that no one on Earth, or anywhere near the orphanage, could imagine. Rin's mind raced. Could it be royalty from its planet? A scientist? Or something even more important? Over the next few days, Rin watched closely as the alien continued to heal. Despite its injuries, it moved with quiet confidence, touching the objects in the orphanage with skill and precision, as if it understood their function better than Rin himself. The alien began exploring more, opening small cabinets, arranging tools, and even fixing a broken lamp with ease. Rin was astonished. At night, the alien sometimes stared at the stars, humming softly. Rin would sit beside it, wondering what it saw when it looked up. Occasionally, he caught glimpses of strange devices hidden beneath its clothing, shimmering with faint light. They were too advanced to be toys. They were tools, instruments, or perhaps even keys to something much larger. Rin tried to imagine the alien's life before the crash. It was clear this being was important, but to what extent? Why had it come to his world? And most importantly, Why had it ended up in a remote forest near an orphanage? The question swirled in Rin's mind, but he had no answers. Despite the mystery, Rin's bond with the alien deepened. He realized that caring for it was not just about healing, it was about trust. The alien had chosen him in some unspoken way, allowing a human child to guide and protect it. Rin felt honored and frightened at the same time. The weight of the secret the alien carried was enormous, though he could not yet understand it fully. Then one night, Rin noticed a change. The alien, instead of resting, activated the small metallic device under its blanket. It projected a faint holographic image, showing complex structures and symbols that Rin could not comprehend. Among them were strange buildings, flying ships, and people in advanced attire. Rin's heart pounded. This was not just a visitor from another planet. It was someone of extraordinary significance. The alien noticed his wide-eyed stare and tilted its head. For a brief moment, Rin thought it understood how close he was to discovering its secret. But instead of revealing everything, it deactivated the device and returned to its usual calm demeanor. Rin could sense the restraint, the silent warning that some truths were too dangerous or too important to share. That night, Rin lay awake, staring at the ceiling. He realized that his life had changed in ways he could not yet measure. The alien carried secrets, powers, and knowledge far beyond his imagination. And yet, despite all the mystery, Rin felt a strange confidence. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. Unbeknownst to Rin, the alien's true identity was even more extraordinary than he could guess. It was not only intelligent and resourceful, it was incredibly wealthy, powerful, and influential. But that secret, hidden beneath its fragile form, would remain unknown for now. Rin could only sense that the small, glowing being he cared for was destined for something far greater than the forest or the orphanage. And so, the days passed with quiet determination, trust, and curiosity. Rin and the alien learned from one another, forming a bond that would shape both their lives. The orphan could not yet understand the full extent of the alien's secrets, but he felt, deep in his heart, that their meeting was the beginning of a story far bigger than either of them could imagine. The days grew longer, and Rin quickly realized that caring for the alien was not as simple as he had first imagined. The wounds from the crash were deeper than they appeared. The alien moved with a strange elegance, but each movement caused faint tremors of pain. Rin spent hours cleaning scratches, applying bandages, and keeping the alien comfortable. Every day brought a new challenge, testing not only his skills but his patience and determination. Food was another problem. The alien's diet was unusual. Rin had tried offering bread, fruit, and water, but some of it made the alien hesitate, sometimes even rejecting the food entirely. Rin experimented carefully, combining ingredients and watching closely for reactions. Finally, he found a mixture that the alien accepted. Soft, mashed fruits mixed with a small amount of water, which seemed to energize it without causing distress. Rin felt a surge of pride. This small victory strengthened their trust. Sleep was another struggle. The alien could not rest for long periods. It twitched occasionally, humming softly, as if recalling the crash or sensing something far away. Rin stayed beside it most nights, keeping a hand near its glowing skin to comfort it. He could feel faint pulses of warmth beneath his fingertips, like a heartbeat, but different, irregular, and full of hidden energy. He had no way of understanding it, yet he sensed its fragility and importance. One afternoon, Rin tried to help the alien walk. It had been lying on the makeshift bed for days, and Rin thought movement might aid its recovery. He helped it rise, steadying its delicate form. At first, the alien staggered, wobbling like a newborn, its glowing skin flickering erratically. Rin encouraged it patiently, guiding it across the hall. Every small step was a victory. Sweat ran down Rin's face, but he refused to give up. "I know you're strong," Rin whispered, "but you need me right now. We can do this together." The alien responded with a faint hum, a sound of acknowledgement that seemed almost like gratitude. Rin smiled, feeling a warmth in his chest. It was strange how such a small act, helping a being stand, could feel so monumental. Yet, it also reminded Rin of how delicate life could be, especially when someone trusted you with their survival. As the alien regained some strength, Rin noticed subtle hints of intelligence and skill. It studied tools he used, memorized the layout of the orphanage, and even observed the way he performed daily chores. Once, Rin caught it adjusting a small wooden shelf with precision far beyond what a child, or even many adults, could manage. He realized the alien's mind was as remarkable as its mysterious presence. Despite progress, setbacks occurred. A minor misstep during a practice walk caused the alien to stumble, leaving a faint burn mark along its arm. Rin's heart sank. "I'm so sorry," he murmured, pressing soft cloth to the wound. The alien remained calm, humming gently, as if forgiving him, but Rin felt the weight of responsibility more than ever. He could not let anything happen to it, not now, not ever. Some nights, Rin wondered if the alien's injuries were just the beginning of what it had endured. Its body seemed fragile, yet it radiated an aura of power and purpose. He could sense that beneath its delicate exterior lay something extraordinary, something beyond human comprehension. But Rin focused on what he could do: heal, protect, and support. He could not worry about what he did not yet understand. Rin also faced the emotional challenge of trust. The alien, despite its cautious nature, had grown attached to him, yet it remained secretive. Rin sometimes found devices or objects tucked away, hidden beneath blankets or inside small containers. He tried to respect its privacy, but curiosity gnawed at him. What was the alien hiding? And why did it need secrecy when it had chosen him as its guardian? Still, Rin persisted. Day by day, small victories accumulated. The alien walked longer distances without falling, ate more confidently, and even attempted to speak short phrases in his language. Rin celebrated each achievement quietly, knowing how far they had come together. He realized that caring for another being was not just about physical healing, it was about trust, patience, and resilience. One evening, after a particularly long day, Rin sat beside the alien and whispered, "You've come a long way. Tomorrow we'll try walking outside a little. I know you can do it." The alien looked at him with large, shimmering eyes, and for the first time, Rin thought he saw something like hope flicker in its gaze. Outside, the sky began to darken, streaked with deep purple and gold. Rin felt a mix of exhaustion and fulfillment. Caring for the alien was difficult, demanding, and sometimes frightening, but he also knew it was meaningful in a way he had never experienced. He had become not just a caretaker, but a friend, a guide, and a protector. And somewhere beneath the surface, the alien sensed it too. Though it had yet to reveal its secrets, it responded with quiet trust, allowing Rin to continue his struggle without fear. Together, they navigated the unknown, building a bond that grew stronger with each challenge. Rin did not yet know the full extent of the alien's importance, but he understood this. They were in this together, and that was enough to face whatever came next. The night settled over the orphanage, the soft hum of the alien blending with the gentle wind outside. Rin watched it sleep, wrapped carefully in blankets, and whispered once more, "We'll get through this. I promise." Little did he know, the next challenge would not just test their courage, it would reveal secrets that could change everything he thought he knew about the alien and about the universe itself. Weeks passed since Rin first discovered the alien in the forest. Its injuries had slowly healed, but the alien remained cautious, still hiding secrets and observing the world with a quiet, curious intelligence. Yet, something remarkable was happening. A bond was forming, subtle at first, but growing stronger each day. Rin noticed small gestures that told him the alien was beginning to trust him. When he entered the hall, the alien would look up and hum softly, a sound that had become their language of acknowledgement. It would follow him during chores, mimicking his movements and offering delicate assistance. Rin laughed quietly at its careful, precise attempts to help. Each hum and gesture felt like a conversation, a silent connection that transcended words. They began to share simple routines. Rin would bring meals, water, and fresh blankets, while the alien would arrange small objects or carefully observe tasks. Once, Rin caught it studying his hands as he repaired a broken chair. With a tentative glow of its fingers, it guided the pieces together flawlessly, as though it had understood the process without being taught. Rin's eyes widened in awe. "You're incredible," he whispered, amazed by its intelligence. Evenings became the time for stories. Rin would speak of life in the orphanage, the games the children played, and the quiet forest outside. The alien listened attentively, sometimes tilting its head, sometimes humming in response. Occasionally, it would emit faint, melodic sounds that Rin tried to imitate, laughing when he got the notes wrong. These moments were precious, building a connection neither fully understood but both cherished. One afternoon, Rin decided to show the alien the forest near the orphanage. Slowly and carefully, he guided it outside. The alien's large eyes reflected the sunlight as it stepped onto the grass, its delicate feet brushing against the soft blades. Rin noticed a subtle change. Its glow seemed warmer, steadier, as if the world beyond the orphanage brought it comfort. They walked together, Rin pointing out the birds, the trees, and the small streams that wound through the forest. The alien responded with small hums and gestures, curiosity sparkling in its gaze. Rin realized how important these shared moments were. The alien had survived alone, injured and frightened, yet here it was, trusting a human child enough to explore and learn. Rin felt a deep sense of responsibility and pride. He understood that their bond was not only about care, it was about friendship, trust, and mutual respect. But their connection was tested as well. One morning, Rin found the alien staring at the metallic device it had hidden since the crash. The holographic symbols glimmered faintly, reminding Rin of the secrets still unknown. "Do you miss your home?" he asked gently. The alien's hum was soft, almost melancholic. Rin did not fully understand the answer, but he felt the weight of its loneliness. It had come from a world far beyond his comprehension, and yet here, in this orphanage, it had chosen him. As the days passed, Rin and the alien shared more than routines. They laughed together, over simple mistakes, over small discoveries in the orphanage. They comforted each other, Rin when the alien trembled from pain or fatigue, and the alien when Rin felt lonely or unsure. Their bond was quiet but profound, growing stronger with each shared experience. Rin began to notice subtle changes in the alien's behavior. It seemed protective of him, in ways he did not yet understand. Once, when a wild animal strayed too close to the forest edge, the alien emitted a low hum and moved with surprising speed, shielding Rin from danger. Though small and seemingly fragile, it had an instinctive strength, a presence that radiated quiet power. The orphan and the alien began to understand each other, without words. Rin could sense moods from the faint hums, the flickers of light in its skin, or the way it shifted its body. The alien, in turn, seemed to recognize Rin's intentions, trusting him to act with care and empathy. Their friendship was unique, transcending species and experience, rooted in shared trust and the simple act of caring. By nightfall, Rin often sat beside the alien, whispering thoughts, hopes, and stories of the future. The alien would respond with soft hums, occasionally reaching out a glowing hand to touch his shoulder or clasp his fingers lightly. These moments, silent and profound, solidified a connection neither could ignore. Rin felt the warmth of companionship he had rarely experienced, and the alien seemed to feel safe in his presence. Though the alien had yet to reveal its secrets, Rin sensed that their friendship mattered deeply to it. He did not know the full extent of the power or wealth it might possess, but he understood that it had chosen to trust him. That choice alone made Rin feel important, capable, and responsible. And so, their days unfolded in quiet harmony. In the orphanage, hidden from the rest of the world, a child and a mysterious alien discovered the strength of friendship. They learned that courage was not only about action but also about empathy. That trust could bridge worlds. That, even in the face of mystery and danger, connection could blossom. Little did Rin know, The alien's secret was far greater than he could imagine, a secret that would soon astonish him and change the course of both their lives forever. But for now, in the gentle warmth of the orphanage hall and the quiet hum of shared moments, their friendship had taken root, strong and unbreakable, ready to face whatever challenges awaited. The sun was rising over the orphanage, painting the walls in soft gold and casting long shadows across the hall. Rin had been up early, checking on the alien as usual. Its wounds were fully healed now, and it moved with confidence, walking beside him without the hesitation or pain from before. But today, Rin sensed something in the air, something different. The alien seemed restless, its glowing skin flickering with unusual intensity. As Rin approached, the alien turned toward him. For the first time, it did not hum or tilt its head in curiosity. Instead, it produced a small, shimmering device from beneath its cloak, the same device Rin had discovered weeks ago. The metallic object pulsed with blue light, and intricate holographic patterns floated above it, forming shapes and symbols Rin had never seen. His heart raced. Whatever this was, it seemed important. The alien gestured for Rin to watch closely. Tentatively, Rin leaned forward. The holographic display shifted, revealing images of enormous cities, gleaming structures, and advanced spacecraft that defied imagination. Figures moved in formal attire, commanding attention and respect. And then, Rin noticed something that made his jaw drop. The hologram centered on a figure, a tall, glowing alien identical to the one sitting before him. Beside the figure were symbols representing wealth, influence, and power on a scale Rin could barely comprehend. The alien spoke, its voice soft but clear, the musical hum replaced by words Rin could understand. "I am of great importance in my world," it said. "I am trusted with responsibilities you cannot yet imagine. Wealth, power, influence, all of it is meaningless without trust, and I have chosen to trust you." Rin stepped back, stunned. His mind raced to process the truth. The fragile, glowing being he had nurtured, cared for, and befriended was no ordinary visitor. It was not merely intelligent or resourceful. It was a billionaire, a leader, a figure of immense significance in its world. The realization hit him like a lightning bolt. You're rich?" Rin whispered, feeling both awe and disbelief. The alien tilted its head slightly, a faint glow flickering across its skin. "More than wealth, human. I am responsible for the lives of many. Yet here on your world, I am vulnerable, and you have chosen to care for me without fear, without expectation." Rin's mind flashed back to the first night he had found the alien, injured and trembling. Every bandage, every shared meal, every walk through the orphanage hall suddenly felt monumental. In all his life, he had never imagined that his small acts of kindness could touch someone so extraordinary. The alien continued, projecting a larger holographic display of its assets, fleets, and holdings. Rin stared in disbelief. Skyscrapers that seemed to touch the clouds, ships that could travel between planets in hours, and technology that made Earth's science look primitive. All of it belonged to the being he had protected and befriended. Yet the alien's words brought Rin more comfort than fear. "All of this," it said, "means nothing without those I can trust. You have shown loyalty, compassion, and courage. For that, you are special to me." Rin felt a lump in his throat. The reality was overwhelming, yet it carried a profound sense of purpose. Here he was, an orphan, a child with no wealth, no power, no family, and the most extraordinary being in the galaxy had entrusted him. He realized that friendship, trust, and courage mattered more than money or influence. Slowly, Rin approached and extended his hand. The alien placed its delicate, glowing fingers in his, a silent acknowledgement of their bond. The holographic display shimmered and faded, leaving only the warm light of the morning sun. Rin looked into the alien's eyes, feeling a surge of pride and wonder. "You could have chosen anyone," Rin said softly. "Why me?" The alien's glow pulsed gently. "Because you cared when no one else would. Because you acted without expectation. That is rare. That is why you are important to me." For the first time, Rin understood that his small acts of kindness had meaning far beyond the orphanage walls. He realized that heroism was not measured by wealth or power, but by courage, empathy, and loyalty. The alien's billionaire status was astonishing, yes, but it did not define him. The trust and friendship they shared did. As the morning light filled the hall, Rin smiled. For weeks, he had struggled, cared, and wondered about this mysterious being. Now, he understood the full extent of what he had been a part of and the adventure that lay ahead. Their friendship, forged in trust and courage, had reached a new level. Rin had not only healed the alien physically, but he had proven that even a single human child could make a difference in the galaxy. The alien's glow softened, and it hummed a faint, melodic tune, one that Rin had come to recognize as its way of expressing gratitude. Rin realized then that this moment was not an ending, it was a beginning. The orphan and the alien, bound by trust and friendship, would face the universe together. And no secret, no power, and no wealth could ever replace the connection they had formed. For Rin, the revelation of the alien's true identity was not just shocking, it was transformative. It showed him that even the smallest acts of courage and compassion could ripple across worlds, changing lives in ways one could never predict. And as he held the alien's hand, he knew their story was far from over. A new chapter was beginning, one filled with adventure, discovery, and the unbreakable bond of an extraordinary friendship. The sun was high in the sky, casting golden light across the orphanage grounds. Rin sat beneath a tree, the alien by his side, its glow soft and steady. The events of the past weeks replayed in his mind. The crash, the injuries, the secretive device, and finally, the astonishing revelation of the alien's true identity. He still couldn't believe it. The fragile being he had cared for was not just intelligent, not just resourceful, but a billionaire of incredible influence in its world. Yet, for Rin, the revelation did not change who the alien was in his eyes. To him, it was still the small, mysterious being that had relied on him for care, trusted him with its secrets, and shared quiet moments of friendship. Wealth, power, and status were irrelevant here. What mattered was trust, empathy, and courage, and Rin realized he had all of those in abundance. The alien hummed softly, brushing its glowing fingers across Rin's hand. It was a simple gesture, yet filled with meaning. Rin smiled. "I still can't believe you chose me," he said, his voice warm. "You could have gone anywhere, trusted anyone else, but you came to me." The alien's glow flickered gently, almost like a smile. Then it gestured toward the device it had carried since the crash. With a soft pulse, the holograms sprang to life once more, showing glimpses of distant worlds, enormous cities, and vast fleets of spacecraft. But this time, Rin did not feel fear or awe, he felt opportunity. The universe was vast, and the alien had chosen to share a part of it with him. Rin realized that his life was no longer confined to the orphanage. The lessons he had learned, courage, empathy, patience, were only the beginning. He had grown stronger, braver, and more capable than he had ever imagined. And now, with the alien by his side, the possibilities were endless. Over the following days, Rin helped the alien prepare for a journey back to its world. The orphanage had become a temporary sanctuary, a place where healing and friendship had blossomed. But adventure awaited beyond the hills, and Rin could sense that he was meant to be part of it. Together, they made careful plans, considering the alien's technology, the needs of its people, and the potential dangers along the way. Before they left, Rin wandered through the orphanage halls one last time. He touched the worn wooden benches, the scattered toys, and the windows that had framed countless sunsets. He felt gratitude for the life he had known, even with its hardships. The orphanage had taught him resilience, resourcefulness, and the value of small acts of kindness. And now, those lessons would carry him into a future that he could never have imagined. The alien waited outside, its glowing form illuminating the yard. Rin took a deep breath and stepped forward. He felt a surge of confidence, not from wealth, power, or fame, but from the bond he shared with this extraordinary being. They were equals in trust and friendship, ready to face whatever lay ahead together. As they ascended into the alien craft, Rin marveled at the sleek interior, the soft hum of advanced technology, and the comforting warmth of his companion's presence. The orphan who had once felt small and powerless now stood at the threshold of the galaxy, prepared to embark on adventures that would shape not only his life, but the lives of countless others. Once inside, the alien activated the ship. The metallic hum filled the cabin, and the walls shimmered with lights that pulsed in rhythm with the craft itself. Rin gripped the edge of a console, excitement and anticipation coursing through him. He realized that the orphan who had once felt alone was no longer just a child in a small, quiet place. He was a partner in something far greater, a witness to wonders beyond imagination. Before they departed, Rin looked out at the orphanage one last time. He knew he would return someday, not just as an adventurer, but as someone who had grown, learned, and discovered the true meaning of courage, friendship, and responsibility. The children he had left behind would remain in his heart, reminders of where he had come from and the values that had shaped him. The alien glanced at Rin, its glowing eyes filled with quiet understanding. It did not need to speak. Rin could feel the message clearly. Together, they would face the unknown. Together, they would explore worlds, solve mysteries, and protect those who could not protect themselves. And with that, the craft lifted off, soaring into the sky, leaving the orphanage behind but carrying Rin's courage, empathy, and hope into the vastness of the universe. The small boy who had once saved a mysterious alien had now stepped into a life of adventure, friendship, and boundless possibility. This was a new beginning, not just for Rin, but for the extraordinary journey that awaited them both. And as the stars stretched out before them, Rin knew one truth above all: even the smallest acts of kindness, courage, and trust could change the course of a life, and perhaps even the universe itself.